What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Kid Clutch, first one half of the Curse One podcast, episode 20.
Yes.
Finally in episode 20, we got the big 2-0.
Yes, we're getting there.
Of course, if you guys haven't noticed, Joel, my boy.
Bodega, the one and only.
And your boy Bodega Fresh, the freshest dude on YouTube, the Clutchest boy on YouTube, you know. It's your boy.
Oh, we've got a fan base, man.
I know. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. But we just got bagels, pretty solid. There was a crackhead outside talking about Mozart dying.
Yeah, that was.
Don't know what the hell that was.
I like to think of him as the protector of that little shopping area.
Really, because he seemed like he's avidly deterring people away from
that.
that. But like,
if you can't respect him talking about Mozart's assassination and the government conspiracy behind the medical field, then you shouldn't come to the bagel shop.
I don't know what kind of ghetto area you live in. We are literally currently in it. But I was fearful of my life. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, enough about us. Y'all should care because we're funny as fuck. But like, anyway, let's subscribe to the podcast, guys. Subscribe. Today we're talking about 2 anime. Okay, 2 specific anime that are ongoing now. We kind of want to give our thoughts because I was very surprised.
Yeah.
Very surprised. We'll start off with talking about Kaiju number 8 because that's like the big hype one.
Yeah. Something I've been waiting for a while.
Yeah.
I've read part of the manga and I was like, hey, I think this is something that you guys will like. I kind of fell off. I took a hiatus from reading manga a little bit. Been on my X-Men grind.
Mm-hmm.
You want us to talk about X-Men 97 so he can go watch it, please let us know.
Yep.
But Kaiju number 8, man.
Kaiju number 8.
Finally here.
Yeah, Attack on Titan, but worse.
I like to say Attack on Titan, but like happier.
Way happier.
Way happier.
Way happier.
Like they're like, oh, Kaiju attack. Cleaning.
Literally, that was what the one thing where I was like, this is. I was so like shocked. I was like, oh, they're gonna be like the same thing where like how Attack on Titan is like, oh, it's a survey corps. It's people. They're like in the thing. The main character's gonna try to be into the thing that like they defense corps or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, no, I'm the cleaner. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
I love how when I forgot that they were the defense corps. So I was like, oh, the Kaiju elimination squad. I was like, that sounds so much better.
It does sound
defense force.
The defense force. Yeah.
But no, don't you love how like at AOT, fucking Colossal Titan Rise, everyone's like, ah! And then Kaiju number 8, they're like, oh, Kaiju just popped up.
Well, they're literally like you literally see them in like they're in like the bridge in like the water, and the Kaiju's like, and there's like. It's like, all right, that was a pretty delayed reaction. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
They're like, oh, Kaiju, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then fucking you got the female Levi Ackerman
or Mikasa.
Yeah, Mikasa. But for this one,
Mina.
Mina Ashiro.
I think so. Yeah.
She's dope.
It was so obvious when that other Kaiju attacked. I don't know the main character's name.
Kafka,
yeah. Oh yeah, like, that's a pretty tough name. But he it was so obvious when like he was about to get like killed and like the guy comes to save him and it's like, who's gonna save them all? Yeah. It's me, of course. It's like no one else from the defense force. And I was just like, the tiger was tough. That I was like,
no, I was like, where was this tiger from? Like, ain't nobody here. Like something.
What the fuck is that?
I was like, is the tiger like a metaphor for like Nina or something? And then it actually
an actual title.
I was like, okay, cool.
I know. It's
like, I was tweaking a little bit. Like, what the fuck is this?
That shit was sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. It very much reminded me of Attack on Titan.
Yes.
I literally was just like, this is Attack on Titan, like the same similar premises.
Yeah.
And what the actual fuck was that ending?
Yo, I will say, I was watching. For some reason, it switched my dub to dub.
Yeah, me too.
Right? And so I wasn't paying attention because I'm like writing notes, and then I'm just there like, wait, this shit in English.
Yeah.
Fuck? I didn't hate it.
No, I didn't hate it, but I was like, I'm not gonna watch it in dub because it's not gonna be as updated. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to switch to sub regardless eventually. So
I did switch to sub, right? And what I found interesting, because then I eventually went back to dub, was that the tone of the show feels entirely different depending on what version you listen to. I found it way funnier dubbed.
It usually is.
Just because of like, I don't know, just the voices.
It's mannerisms and like the little things that they say in like in English. It's much more funny.
And like they're like I don't know the tone in saying it like you know, and stuff like that. Especially when he eventually, if you haven't watched it, Kaiju number 8, he becomes a kaiju.
Yeah, that's the entire premise of
it's
the show.
AOT.
It pretty much. It's actually crazy how I was like, I kind of expected it'd be like, oh, like he's learning how to like I don't know if do they have powers or are they just kind of like the guns and stuff like that.
You want me to say? You want?
I don't really care. I mean, I don't care. I don't know if the people
Okay.
care.
Well, I mean, if you find this a spoiler, you'll skip ahead for a little bit. They use part of the kaiju's.
But they don't have
body.
like actual powers themselves.
No, but
Okay.
the armor that they're wearing is kaiju made.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the weapon is a kaiju weapon.
Yeah.
It's so Mina's gun is a kaiju.
So pretty much like the skill and like the strength involved is like their ability to like their like physical ability and like their skill set and like using the weapon and stuff like that.
Damn. So basically, it's you have like they're top of the line, right? Like very similar to the Survey Corps, all the training they have to do, and then you get partnered up with a kaiju weapon.
Yeah.
So like, say they killed Kaiju number 1, right? And the numbers represent a special type of kaiju, like a kaiju that's just not the one that like we saw that got bodied immediately. Something that puts up a threat, like a colossal titan.
Yeah.
Type. So Kaiju number 1 left like where we dissected his body. We found that we have this thing that we can make into a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So then they partnered that up with one of the defense force, and depending on your compatibility, as well as how good you are at, improving, it all comes together. So like your skills, the kaiju weapon, and the chemistry between it.
So it's pretty much Attack on Titan, except a little bit more emphasis on like the kaijus and like the enemies, I guess, and like them giving the powers versus like the Survey Corps. They just have for some reason having these fucking gas canister that lets them fly and fucking blades and stuff like that. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yes, it's when I was reading, I'm like, it's pretty much AOT.
Yeah.
Just done a little differently. Like it's done cursive. It's cursive. It's like it's
cursive. Yeah.
It's cursive.
Well, I guess like it's done in like it's like Attack on Titan cursive and like Kaiju number 8 like Arial font. Like,
yeah, it's.
It looks nice, but it's the same thing.
It's very similar, but what I like about it, it's slightly different. It's more. It's like a happier tone. Like,
it's it's definitely doesn't seem as story driven and as like pure like this gigantic plot aspect of it. It's just more so.
We're not gonna pretend that he just didn't drop that marker though.
Whatever marker are you talking about?
But yeah, I wrote that in my notes.
Yeah,
it's less story driven as of right now. In episode.
I'm sure there's gonna be a plot.
Yes.
But it's like Attack on Titan was.
There is.
That is like meat and potatoes of pure like just writing inside of it. Like
with this, like as of right now, it seems more like our story is Kafka and how he's going to deal with what happened to him becoming a kaiju. His kaiju looked clean. It
looked clean, and that's we glossed over that point. What the fuck was that? Because it wasn't like I was like that was crazy. I was like,
yeah,
what?
That's as I was like, oh, I what I love about the show, what they did was they made it way funnier.
Yeah,
because like obviously in the pages you can't do the where it looks like he's on LSD. He's like, whoa, like it was. You see the bug thing goes in his mouth, and then Ichikawa's like, "You good, boss?"
That was funny because he clearly can see him struggling, and he's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "Oh, like, are your wounds hurting or something?" It's like, brother, get up and help him. What are you doing?
And then he flips it, and like Kafka's like, "No, what killed me was the old man. We got a kaiju."
Yeah, he's like, no.
Yeah, he's reporting. He's reporting you. That shit was so funny. Speaking of Ichikawa, I love Ichikawa. He's a dope character. His introduction, I thought he was gonna be like, oh, here's this Sasuke.
Yeah, bro. I was like, okay. I mean, like, I understand it. It's this type of character, but I'm like, all right, here we go again, and then immediately
and shifts, and he's like, and they're boys. Like he rides for Kafka. But that's why, like, when I think I read like 80 chapters. And you'll meet some amazing characters and some, we'll see some various types of kaijus. But, like, I love that Ichikawa, while having so much potential himself, is, like, very adamant about, like, nah, that's my boy. Like, like, they only worked with each other one day.
But he saved his life.
Yeah, they both saved each other's lives. And they're like, yo, I'm riding for my home.
Yeah, you got to.
And it's good. It's good. I'm just pissed that Mina didn't recognize her childhood friend.
She does. Oh yeah, she doesn't. I thought she
She
did.
didn't even look at him.
Yeah, I thought it was more so like she knew it was him, but it was like she didn't care.
You should though.
But like,
That's your childhood
it's.
best
I think
friend.
she's trying to like keep up this like persona and it's like
She's
this.
badass though.
She does seem pretty fucking
she-
sick, but
she's a who can I correlate her to?
like Mikasa, like
Yes,
Mikasa's like diehard
but,
Eren. Like
there's another there's like a character that's like a badass but like kind of a stonewall a little bit,
okay,
where like like they don't put their emotions
I'm
out
like trying
there.
to think too.
I'm trying to think too. I was gonna say Esda, but that's not.
No, that's
definitely not the correlation I want.
But yeah. Anyway, it's pretty. I mean, the ending was sick too. Like, do we really need her in the bathtub? In the very end, you didn't see that part. It was after the credits. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, Mina in the bathtub.
Yeah, she was in the bathtub.
I don't remember that.
No, you
I
missed out.
on that.
You
Damn.
missed out. She pretty much just was like, oh, like she got the car, and then she's like, I'll be over there right now. Like I'll kill him, and just like, yeah, but you're not fucking killing him. Like, you're not fucking killing him. You're gonna be like,
Yo,
I'm about to kill you. It's like, wait, it's me. Kafka. It's pretty much. I know it's gonna fucking happen. Like,
it doesn't.
I'm sure they're gonna do it a different way, but it's like it's gonna be like, obviously Kafka's not gonna die. Like it's obvious. But anyway,
No, they could be a comic got killing it, where they kill the main character.
yeah, that was at the very end. This is the very beginning.
What are some things that stood out to you about the episode?
It was I liked the character of Kafka and Ichikawa. I liked their personality because it was like Ichikawa just immediately was like, oh, like I'm this, like I'm gonna become a part of the fucking defense. Like I'm this, and then they were like, oh, you're on intensive duty, and then
shit duty.
and then he's like, oh shit, he's like, I'll do whatever, and then it really cut to them in lunch, and he's like, I'm throwing up, and then like I was like, okay, like he actually has some type of personality. It's not like we don't always need Sasuke clones. We don't need fucking.
I don't know why that's the reoccurring theme.
It's just because it's a very likable character. Like everyone likes Sasuke. Everyone likes
I don't. Even though I have Sasuke on my.
You don't like Sasuke?
We've had this discussion. I don't hate Sasuke, but I don't love him.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a different topic, I guess. But anyway, it's just, most people do like that character, so it's like they like recurring. But then I mean, he's not even a Sasuke character anymore.
Yeah,
like
he quickly went from Sasuke to like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like it was like he became like from Sasuke to like I have personality and I actually like am like a normal person. Like I'm not like a fucking just robot. Like
yeah. Like,
so it was interesting.
Some substance to the boy.
What?
Some substance.
Some substance. Yeah. Exactly. So I was like, that's interesting. I like when characters have personalities, and like the tropes are fine, but like don't always go into the tropes unless you're writing for them. Like the writing that they have is incredible.
Yeah.
Right. So like we could talk about like another Sasuke clone, Megumi.
Oh yeah.
Who Mr. Potential Man.
But he a whole bitch.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't wanna.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like Megumi's cool because he has his personality. It's not like purely like a Sasuke like S, but like it's a little bit like Sasuke S, but he has his own little things. But then like where's the writing? Like where is this substance?
He had season 1, and
that's it. So like
I mean, in bits of season 2, like, oh, my dad's trying to kill me, even though he didn't realize.
Yeah, he didn't even know. It's like it's kind of like that stuff where it's like your characters either need to be extremely well written to like overcome lack of personality or like flaws, or they need to be very personable, like very like interesting.
You also don't want to be typecast as like, oh, just another Sasuke, Hiei,
yeah,
and stuff like that, because those are two characters. Even though I don't like Sasuke, those are two characters. Him and Hiei and Sasuke are two characters that are written pretty damn well.
Yes,
and so like, if you gotta be written well. Megumi not so much, but I'm happy Ichikawa doesn't fall into that show because he doesn't look like a Sasuke type.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be that look like it, but yeah, he definitely was not. They usually do. Like the guy from Chainsaw Man. The other, what's his name? I forgot.
The one with Cone, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
I forgot his name as well.
Man bun.
Yes, exactly. But I remembered it. Fuck, because I remember Himeno saying it, but I forget.
Yeah, I gave up after episode 2 of Chainsaw Man, even though I read 100 chapters.
Yeah, we've already read the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's just like whatever. But okay.
So yeah, that's what stood out to me. Where it's hard to explain exactly like why I enjoyed Kafka's character so much. He just seemed like it's like a lot of the stereotypical where it's like, oh, these like bitch made characters. They're like, oh, like they feel sorry for themselves. They're like self-deprecating, but it's like the biggest thing that you can tell where he was like, oh, like Kafka, you're on intensive duty again, and then he's like, fuck yeah, whatever, and then like the guy was like, he never says no, right? That's such like a subtle interesting part of his character
Yeah.
where it's like, yeah, he must
There's a lot
complain.
to show his
He
character.
complains about it, like he doesn't like he's one way, but like he's never gonna say no. Why? Because he
Okay.
actually likes not like what he's doing, but like not like that's but he's like that's like he's like interested in that stuff, and he's like not gonna say no because it's his duty, right? It's a very like subtle thing that like I picked up on it. That I like that.
To piggyback off of Kafka a little bit, what I will say is, of course, a close character that reminded me of Kafka, or Kafka reminded me of, is Deku Midoriya.
A little bit, yeah.
Especially when he saves Ichikawa, like off rip, he's like, "Go,
Yeah.
go." Like
That was a cool moment too.
like he's just like,
He was like, "Get out of here!
Yeah.
You
Didn't
like
think.
you want to be in the defense force, right? Get out
you
of
gotta
here!"
go.
Yeah,
you have so much potential.
Yeah.
Go, and then just went for it. You
Yeah.
know, and so I was like, I could see the Midoriya heart
yeah.
in him.
That like it's like it's second nature to like save someone.
Yeah, and I respect that. He also reminded me of Takamichi. Because of
Yeah,
how
like later
fucking
Takamichi, yeah.
atrocious his room was.
Oh my god!
And like how
He
he
literally,
just, like,
he literally said like, "I get to eat whatever I want and like live in a nice place." He's like all like ramen noodles and like dirty. It's like, all right.
I was like, this is what happens when you get Takamichi and Deku and fuse them.
Yeah.
You get Kafka, Hibino. Okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
I will say everything you said. I agree with
Mhm.
in liking. I think animation wise, beautiful.
I think it didn't impress me. Like, in terms of, like I was like, "This is like the greatest thing," but I didn't think anything was wrong. With it.
Yeah, no, I think it was pretty beautiful.
Was it just me, or there was like censorship in it? Right, there was blurred. Did they blur like some of the when they were like like sawing stuff, or was that just my TV?
I don't know. I actually don't remember. It
Oh,
was
okay.
But I love what I say when it was beautiful was just like when he was running from the kaiju.
Mhm.
That shit was clean.
It was
like,
clean,
Like
yeah.
times where he seemed super close and then like he got further away or he jumped out the glass and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I was like, it was pretty tough. I'm happy that they're not like it's not a CGI fest like
Yeah.
the kaiju's like they look dry.
Yeah, they're actually
They
that
move-
is true.
They move very well because the last thing you want is if like I know a lot we love Attack on Titan, but a lot of people would say like towards the end there's later seasons seeing CGI Titans is kind of trash.
Especially because we've been so accustomed to like the first 3 seasons of like them drawing it. It's like one thing if your thing is always CGI, you get used to it,
Yeah.
and it's how you're used to how
Yeah.
it looks. But if it's like beautiful drawings of like these Titans with the Beast Titan, Levi versus the Beast Titan fight, and then you get CGI like punches from like in the next season, it's like hard to like really appreciate the shift.
Like, don't get us wrong. Like, the Colossal Titan season 3 of AOT was CGI'd because
Mhm.
he's so massive. That's fine.
That's fine. of
That's
course.
fine because he's, like God knows.
Yeah.
But like, if we're getting little kaiju CGI'd, I would have been disappointed.
Yeah.
And that was a worry of mine. Was just like, damn, is this gonna cook or is it gonna just be CGI?
I think we're also at the point in anime where like in like I guess like an anime like modernism where animation is not going to be an issue anymore
It should.
because it's not going to be an issue because like I feel like studios understand that. I mean they're fucking overworking their people, but like they understand that like we can't deliver like shit that's like half done or like in terms of like doesn't look good. Like we can fucking work these motherfuckers to the bone, but it's gonna look good. So like I think at this point they're never gonna not come through in like important stuff when it comes to animation wise, which is nice for us, fucked up for the workers. But like I mean, so I don't at this point like I'm not as impressed too much about animation unless it's like ufotable or unless they do something like that is like substantially like
if it
just
says
insane.
ufotable or any Blix,
Exactly,
it better cook. We can't. But I'm a little worried about this anime because last season we saw CGI from ufotable and that was weird.
Yeah, but we saw but it wasn't the whole time. It was
wasn't
like
all that.
it was
just
something.
the fish demon creatures.
Yeah,
It was
just
weird.
that.
It
So,
was just
like-
very weird for ufotable.
Yeah, because they were like, we need a break. So so in terms of like animation, unless it's something that I'm like ecstatic over, I'm not really gonna care too much about it because we've gotten so many good fights of animation styles, especially as of late, where I'm like, okay, I'm looking for this incredibly well written story.
Yeah.
That has these very little flaws, which is why I don't know why you don't like Freyren or you don't want to watch Freyren, but that Freyren is that for me. Where like the animation, it's like very subtle, like great animation, like like the textures, everything in the background, but like the story is so interesting.
I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I watched Kaiju and Windbreakers late last night after editing and stuff like that. Like I'm I'm getting a little bit of a spark back on,
Mhm.
on wanting to watch more animated stuff like X-Men '97 and anime rather than like the live action stuff. Um, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. But what I'm curious for you, because since I
You know what happens,
a
yeah.
decent maybe going into season 2 is what I know. Um, what are some things you're hoping for?
Well,
to
we
see?
need answers, of course, about. I don't want them to give us all the answers.
Right away.
I want them to kind of like it not necessarily be like this, like, oh, you're a kaiju now. We'll just have to live with it. Like, no, like you have maybe a working theory, and like that theory could be end up being wrong and something completely different. Like we could, there's so many avenues that they can take it, which is fine.
You just don't want it the AOT route.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we want a different thing. We want something different. Like, I mean, if you can somehow conjure up this like AOTS story,
Mhm.
by all means, because like that's masterful. But like, um, it's that, and I'm interested to seeing more kaiju's. Like, I'm really interested. I don't know. You know what that one movie's called with the kaiju's? Not obviously not Godzilla and them,
Like
but
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, right? What was so interesting to me about that like series was like the difference, like the different level kaiju's and like their threat levels. I was like, that's like just like seeing like these like this kaiju is like threat level like the strongest. And it's like this crazy creature is interesting. It's like really cool.
They were teasing that a little
Yeah.
bit. Mina called the kaiju that they killed a Yoju or Yonju or something.
Oh no, they said Yoku was
Yo-
for the other one, like the small one, the
so
smaller
yeah,
one.
there's levels. There's like, if I remember correctly, there's three types.
I'm sure, yeah.
And so I agree.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be interesting for me.
I will say this is not going to give us AOT type writing,
That's fine.
but I do think I find myself enjoying it because the characters. You don't always want something depressing. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Attack on Titan is very good because the writing is amazing, but those characters
go
are fucking like. It's like, bro, I don't want to hang out
They
with
need-
you guys.
they need therapy.
I don't want to hang out with Mikasa or Eren.
Oh my
Like,
god! I just have a great idea for, but I'll tell you.
okay.
But yeah, no, like they need therapy.
Yeah.
Right? This one, it's nice that even though some of these characters go through some traumatic stuff and stuff, like it's not always bleak.
Yeah, it's a good contrast
Yeah,
where it's
it's-
like their lives are like could be in the moment shifted,
Yeah.
but their attitude is not like I'm gonna fucking kill every kaiju. It's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not.
We're not.
Let's calm down,
we're
Eren.
not
Yeah,
Eren here.
literally.
Kafka's like, I'm a kaiju. Shit.
Yeah, like his like he could have fucking freaked out and like been like
I mean,
fucking weird. Like he could have been like weird and annoying about it, but he was like, what the fuck? Like it was funny. Like it was like an interesting like
I just want to
personality.
know why, like, if this is something that in the manga is getting explained, I don't know. But the fucking bug kaiju,
Yeah.
why did it say it said like he's
Yeah,
here?
it was like, oh, like target confirmed or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
You're
Kafka?
telling me, I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't even know.
Oh, you don't even know.
I don't even know because we by the time I stopped reading, we didn't address that.
Mhm.
Where I stopped at, crazy shit happens.
Okay.
But like I wasn't even there yet, and so like it made me think, why did that?
That's the answer.
Yeah.
That's the question. I
And
mean,
that's
yeah.
the thing. It's the key. It's the AOT
Yeah,
key. Question of the key.
Yeah, the key, and that key fucking carried so long. And then I'll admit, like once we open that shit up a little bit less because it's like, oh, the mystery's gone.
Yeah.
But it's like
But then it
that
started
key.
giving us backstory.
Yeah,
It
that
was
key
crazy.
was like that made Attack on Titan peak for so long. It's like this mystery.
But I think what I want to see more is I want to see how they handle the kaiju fights with Kafka being a kaiju number 8.
Yeah, Titan versus Titan.
I want to see how that in comparison to AOT.
Yeah.
You know, what I liked, I think what was so great about like Eren versus Reiner the second time.
Was the
Like the
yeah.
The first time, technically.
Everyone knows what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Like the plot twist of a lifetime.
Plot is about
Yeah.
time.
Is that they were doing like MMA.
Yeah,
stuff,
like the yeah.
You know, and it looked.
I think it's easier because obviously they're humanoid titans, so like
Yeah.
it's possible to. I don't know if you're gonna have like the Godzilla titan versus like a fucking
No, I mean like
spider monster
I mean,
gonna
like,
work.
I mean like Kafka. I want to see how Kafka.
Yeah.
Like I've seen him do this, but I want to see how Kafka. I don't remember if it's just like I punch. And
I want
can
to see
kill
some
it.
fucking from the fucking kaiju's, like massive kaiju's, but like just like crazy karate
I
movements.
just
like,
what cracked me up was like I was like, you know who would just be a problem? Godzilla in this area.
yeah, he's a kaiju.
Godzilla would just
Speaking
be like,
of, I mean, it's like I want to see fucking in kaiju some Godzilla type creature suplex
Oh.
fucking another kaiju off the pyramid. Oh, I can't wait for that.
if they do that, I feel like if we were doing an anime where like Godzilla just suplexed Kong off the Pyramid of Giza, I'm throwing that into the anime. I don't care if it's not in the manga.
I want to see.
I'm having Kafka,
bro.
just lift some because some of these
I wanna
kaijus
see
aren't
it, man.
massive like that, so you could probably definitely get away with
Either way, even if there are massive, it's even funnier like that. I want to see fucking the King Ghidorah fucking come up and RKO someone. Like I want to see like things like what? Like what is that?
Yeah, no, I would love to see some crazy shenanigans. Who knows? The manga is still ongoing, so I'm curious like where we're gonna go with this. Like if we're gonna end up catching the manga pretty quickly. I hope not, but I definitely want to see them step out of the box a little bit. You know, with the I don't want it to be like I punch you, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to see like some Aaron versus Reiner type shit. Not with every kaiju, but like kaiju that like can take it. You know,
And you know why that's difficult is because power scaling is not the easiest. Like if we're being honest, like a lot of newer anime, it's like we kind of just go strong character, then another strong character, one shots, new baseline for strength, then new strong character comes, one shots. It's like kind of like that instead of like, oh, all these characters are kind of relative and like they can beat each other by doing specific things. Like it's a lot of the choreography and like the power scaling is like not put as much attention to detail. So it's gonna be it's interesting to see if that's gonna be the case or if they're just gonna go, oh yeah, Kafka, I'm weak, power up. Now I'm beating all these like kaijus, and then new kaiju is just even stronger, and you know it's just gonna kind of keep doing that formula. We don't know.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I see that we've been talking for like 30 minutes already.
So like if y'all enjoyed that one, you know, if y'all
we should talk about Windbreakers.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. So we're gonna do
like next episode.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed us talking about Kaiju number 8, you know, let us know what y'all thought. Your predictions. Don't.
What would you rate it real quick?
Yeah, that's true.
I give it an 8.
I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Like a 7,
okay.
7.5. I thought it was interesting, and I thought I was like, am I gonna like this? Yeah, I like it enough. Like so, it's like it's more than I thought.
Definitely enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, it's not bad. It wasn't like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. It wasn't AOT where you were like,
no, yeah, of course that,
but like
fucking kill his mom and fucking the cause of dying. Like it's not that.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
So as you were,
and I've seen a few other like not Attack on Titan clones, but like similar where it's like they got the monsters and like they're kind of inside an area and they get attacked like God Eater. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's very similar. And they're all different. It all same concept, but different in some way. And I do appreciate that because it's like this is a very common trope in anime, and if you can do it differently, but also keeping its like it's to the core, the core aspect, I appreciate that because I don't like it because it's very depressing, but like the way it's done makes me like it because I'm just like, man, humanity's like they're suffering, man. I want everyone to be happy, but it's like they're not. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, if y'all enjoyed, you know, let us know in the comments. You know, support the channel.
Yes.
What y'all thought about Kaiju number 8? Subscribe. Follow our Instagrams, our TikTok. We got a TikTok page.
Yes.
And without further ado, we're gonna catch you guys in the next episode. We're talking about Windbreakers,
which is a different version of Tokyo Revengers.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But later, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.